And we live on time.
Alex, the car doctor, back with another live.
Yes, we
Welcome,
live.
welcome all.
It's 7 on the dot. I'm so proud of us. Okay. We doing it
It was a
better
good
and
day.
better every time. All right, you guys live here, ready to answer your car questions.
I've been getting a lot of car questions this week, and like I always tell you guys, I'm gonna do more live so I can make sure I answer them all for you. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and
Yeah, tune
subscribe
in.
and all that good
Sundays
stuff.
at 7. Where's your phone? We've been getting a lot of questions about it's about to rain. Questions about just different stuff across all the platforms that Alex is on, and it is getting out of hand. So that's
Yes,
the reason for.
especially Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook
I
is.
know. Yeah, you grew on Facebook so fast.
hmm I can't keep up with
Hey to the one person watching, we see you, but we don't see you, but we see
that. We watch.
you. Right, right. So I guess until more people get on, we could just catch up on what's going on at the shop this week. Today is Sunday, and Alex did work today.
hmm
All right. So got to get the hustle on. As you guys know, one of our beloved tech is in the hospital, and we're just really praying for his recovery. But, um, that falls on Alex. All the work that he was in the middle of doing. Tay Sway, what's up? What's
Hey,
up?
what's going
Welcome,
on, Tay?
welcome. How you living? What you doing? How's your day going? But yeah, praying for his recovery. Really, I
Yeah,
mean,
because he's in a bad way right now.
yeah, critical state, and I don't want to give his business away, but he is near and dear to our hearts, and
Very. He bring a lot of light to the shop.
light to the shop and makes the best curry chicken ever.
Oh
So
my gosh.
prayers to
Yes.
him,
He,
our
he has
beloved.
to. He has to get well.
Yeah, he needs to.
Oh boy.
But so Alex is currently doing what, two engines. We just
We just finished.
finished.
I just finished up one today.
Yeah.
Getting ready to do another one on a van and a Chevy Sonic. Like the engines fall on me now, which is no biggie, but I have to put in a little overtime until I get some more help.
Tay Sweet said praying for him and family.
Whew,
I don't know if y'all can hear
man,
that. Let me look out the window. It's like really storming for real.
I don't even think it's raining yet.
In Georgia a little bit. But yeah, all the stuff follow Alex. So what do we got coming up at the shop this week?
I don't know. I try to.
You got a van, you got to finish putting the engine in. You've got a Chevy Sonic that's next on block. We have a lifter job that's coming. Shout out to our customer that drove all the way from Savannah to get his Dodge Ram, or I still say Dodge Ram. Is it Dodge
It's
Ram?
a Ram truck. Yes.
Ram truck worked on. So we got that. So a lot of stuff happening, and it's kind of like, I be looking out for my husband because it's a lot of work to.
I try not to go crazy.
Yeah, try not
It's
to.
taking a toll though.
You're gonna be okay. Cause guess what? I'm gonna be with you
I appreciate
all
that.
the time. All right. So anyway, car questions. If you guys got any, if not, then we'll just pick a topic and go with it. Okay.
Did you
Any?
have a topic for mine?
No.
Or
Somebody
mine?
said go Denver Nuggets. You know what? Shameless, shame on me. But I ain't watched basketball since Michael Jordan retired. I don't know nothing. I mean, I know like Steph Curry and them, but that's about it. That's all. Who else play? I don't know. I mean,
I don't
LeBron
watch
James, but
sports.
I go for
I guess you could say the only sports I watch is a NASCAR race.
basically. I'm the sports person. I love football. Actually, I'm a football gal. But who in the playoffs? I don't know. I know it's about that time though. I know it's about that time. Let me see. NBA championship. Let me see what's happening. Okay, Nuggets versus the Heat. Go Nuggets. I'm with the Nuggets. I got you on that. DJR
I just
5028.
like the name, so I'm gonna say go Nuggets. I don't even know who Nuggets is.
They going against.
It makes me hungry every time. I'm pretty sure it make a lot of people hungry.
I'm gonna have to
With
look that up.
name.
So Golden State is not in the championship. That's how far removed I am from what's going on in the world. If it's not correlated,
Yes.
I don't know. But speaking of correlations, let's see. Last Wednesday on live, we covered
The Kias.
the Kia situation. I mean, what's going on with the big three? You got the Dodge, you got the Ram trucks. You got the Ram trucks. You got Ford F-150, the Ford F-250 series, and then you've got who else make truck?
Toyota.
It's somebody else I'm missing in the big three.
Oh well, you got Ram, Ford, and Chevy.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So how hard is it to swap a 4.8 to a 5.3?
Basically, it's the same engine. Of course, the 5.3 is a little bit larger. It's very easy. You will have to. Everything will bolt up just fine. Everything will bolt up, look just like it did. It's very easy. You'll just have to get the computer reprogrammed, or get the computer from the 5.3 and have somebody, program your key.
What are we talking about?
He's want to
4.8 and what?
Man, just go 6.0.
What y'all talking about? Ford?
No, GM.
He didn't say. I like that you assumed that you knew what he was talking about.
I know the 4.8. The 4.8 is the smallest LS there is.
He's so smart. All right, big guy 72. I like it. He doing some swaps over there.
Do a 6.0.
DJR 5280 says, I have an 05 Malibu 3.5 V6 with 312,000 miles. How do you replace the head gasket of something that old?
It's one of those things that's better shown than told. But I do know that's a pleasure to do a head job on that particular vehicle, because that vehicle is overhead valve, meaning when you remove the heads, all you have to deal with is the rockers and the push rods. You don't have to deal with timing or none of that. So it's a pleasure to do head jobs on overhead valve engines versus overhead cam engines, because overhead cam engines, you have to actually time the engine. You have to take it out of time and retime everything. And sometimes that requires special tools. So if you're planning on tackling that, it's a really easy job, and good for someone that's trying to get into the head gasket repair.
I will say this about his 05 Chevy Malibu with 312,000 miles. People really sleep on the Malibus. Every time I see a Malibu, it's high up in mileage. And we got one customer, he's got this Chevy Malibu. You know who I'm talking about? That young man I'm always messing with. He got the strikers. His every Malibu I see, especially at the auction, got 300,000 miles on it. So
he's had that car. He's had that particular car since he got
in
out
high
of
school.
Yeah, high school. So
and he pushing 30 now.
It done been through World War I, II, and III.
So I mean, Malibus are underrated. Yes. I will say that. Tay Sway says, I have a 2012 Cadillac SRX. I think I have some bad cats. What should I do? I also have an 09 Cadillac CTS. Oh, he a Cadillac man. And had similar to the same problem noise-wise. And the CTS cost $4,500 for new cats.
That don't sound right.
Who said that? Is that parts and labor?
Nah.
But even still, it shouldn't cost you that much, Tasteway.
Something where I guess it depends on where you at. Drop down where you're from. I would like to know where you're from, Tasteway.
Where you're from, is that parts and labor? And
it's got to be parts and labor.
But that shouldn't take no $4,500 to do no cat.
$2,000, $2,500 at the most.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I heard people up north. I mean, in California, we're in Georgia, so us Southern people is a little bit more affordable. That's what I heard. I don't know. All right. Indie says, didn't you start off as a mobile mechanic? If so, how did you get most of your customers? That would be a question for me. So back then, when he started off as a mobile mechanic, make sure you have a Google Place. I think they call it Google Place now. But list yourself on Google, right? That was back then. It was how many kids ago was you a mobile mechanic? Was you a mobile mechanic when AJ was born?
Since no kids.
I know, but when did we stop?
I don't know. I was on and off for
about 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. So now, if he was a mobile mechanic and I had to start him from scratch, I would definitely get you a Google Place, because a lot of his customers back then and still come from Google. Mm-hmm. So get you a Google Place. Treat that Google like it's a social media, because you can post and things like that.
Yeah, post pictures. People like seeing pictures.
Definitely on your Instagram and on your YouTube and on your Facebook Shorts. That's a very underrated. Facebook Reels is a very underrated marketing tool right now. So I would create a Facebook page and I would be making them reels every day. Alex went from 300 followers on Facebook to, I think he's sitting at about 15,000. I started putting reels on there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that wasn't long ago.
Yeah,
And
so
it doesn't just blew up. So it's
marketing's my jam. Indie
yes,
Tech
she's a marketing. Oh my
starts
gosh, a
on
star, marketing star.
Google, Facebook page, crank up them reels. Just say, hey, I'm in so and so today. Roadside Rescue. Look at his channel and look at what he's doing. I like that too.
Everybody that listened to my wife advice, oh man, they blow up.
Taking you to the top, baby. I'm taking you to the top every time. Anthony L said, hi, y'all. Hey. Alex, what is your opinion on repairing a rear differential that needs pinion bearings versus replacing the diff with a used unit?
Okay, my opinion is this. If you have a good mechanic that you trust to rebuild that unit, yeah, you can do that. You're going to probably spend a little less in parts and more labor. Mm-hmm. So it's going to probably even itself out. But if you want something cut and dry and your vehicle back faster, it'll just be best to go ahead and replace the whole diff, because you can replace that differential within about, take the average mechanic between 3 to 5 hours to replace a rear end. Versus rebuilding it, you have to make sure everything is measured out properly, and if the stuff is not measured out properly, you're just gonna burn it up again.
But would you go with used though? Because he could end up right back in the same situation with the used unit, right?
It depends on how many miles he have on that differential. Differentials normally don't go out like that, but they do go out because people fail to maintain them. It's like transmissions. Transmissions is one of those things that never gets serviced in this industry. And I always have to remind people, you have to treat your transmission fluid just like you treat your oil. You wouldn't go around not replacing your oil for 100,000 miles. You need to treat your transmission the same. You're supposed to replace your transmission on average about every 30,000 miles. Yeah. Well, yeah, replace your transmission.
What about diff fluid? Is you supposed to service that too?
Yes, you're supposed to replace your diff fluid. I'm not sure the mileage, but it ranges from vehicle to vehicle, just like transmission. You just look up in your service manual or just Google it, year, make, and model of vehicle. Hey, when do I replace my diff fluid?
Let us know how many miles on that, Anthony. DJR says, my head gasket is still fine and it runs fine, but later down the road, the head gasket worries me. Man, please make a short or send me a video of your car running. I'll make a short. Everybody hating on the Malibu. This man just talking about head gaskets as a precaution. Oh. Car run great. Everybody hating on the Malibu, man. This is for all the Malibu haters. Okay. Tay Sway says it was tampered with. $4,500 cats. He's in Columbus, Ohio, so that's up north. They probably stole it or something.
Oh man!
But it still shouldn't cost $4,500
unless it's rusted.
Unless they damage other stuff and it's rusted and they gotta do all kinds of stuff.
Unless they took the O2 sensors and damaged some wiring that's going back to the computer, things can get quite expensive then. It's just depending on what they did to the vehicle.
All right, Julio Garcia says
we have a Chevy Express.
Oh yeah. You read that. I have a 2011 Chevy Express with the PO741 TCC stuck off. Should I try changing all the solenoids and fluid filter before I try the torque converter? So he's talking about inside the transmission.
I'm not a big transmission guy, especially when it comes to diagnosing. But I can tell you by experience, most likely it may just be your torque converter clutch. So torque converter clutch solenoid that went bad. That should have, I don't know what transmission that have. It's a 3500, but it's a 2011. I don't know what they went to. I know my particular, we just purchased a Chevy Express van and it has the 4080. I'm not sure what that one have, but changing out the fluid and filter and you don't have to change all the solenoids. That'll just be a waste of money. Just focus on the torque converter, the TCC solenoid.
But my thing is, if he gonna drop that transmission, open it up, he might.
No, you don't have to drop it. You just drop the pan.
Oh, okay.
And the solenoids are right there. You just have to make sure you get a diagram if you're doing it yourself to locate the solenoids, because you don't want to be replacing the wrong one. Should be a pretty easy job though. It shouldn't be bad, but. That's all I can tell you on that, because I'm not a transmission expert.
Y'all want to know why Alex not a transmission expert? Because See, he was a senior in high school. They put him at Atlanta Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to only been taking classes for brakes, but they was putting him
Brakes
in
and suspension.
right. But they was putting him in all the other classes. And when they caught on, guess what class he was in? Automatic transmission. So
yep, they kicked me out. I done took everything else.
And they said in order for him to continue, he had to start with the math classes and all this, and he didn't want to do all that. So that's why.
Yep, I did the engine rebuild portion, the manual transmission, the electrical portion, of course, brakes and suspension. So I got down. Free education.
Right. Till they caught on, they was like, "Hey, you got to enroll our way, and you got to take these math classes."
I was almost done too. Man.
Nah. JWC Tech, what's going on? I saw him. He's here. He be on the lives, man. He be coming through. You got a lot of experience with Malibu's 09 locks going crazy. He's going crazy, locking and unlocking randomly. Got to check it out tomorrow morning. Any attempts to point me in the right direction?
Yes.
BCM wiring switches.
I was going to say BCM. Most likely you have a BCM that's flipping out because the BCM controls all the locks. It communicates with key fob, and it does a whole bunch of other things. Most likely it may just be a defective BCM, but your scanner, if you have a good scanner, which I'm pretty sure you probably do, it will, point you in the right direction.
BCM. JWC, let us know if that worked.
Yes.
Because he's comments on the commit. I see him around all the time. Jeff Dean, on that 08 Dodge Charger, where is the fuel filter located on the 2.7?
It doesn't have one. It's in tank. These newer vehicles, they're making them where they're not serviceable. The fuel filter is literally inside the fuel pump. It's the stupidest thing ever. You have to replace the whole fuel pump to change the fuel filter, unfortunately. And yes, they do go bad. And what'll happen when those fuel filters start stopping up, when you go out in the morning on the first initial start, it'll turn over for about 2 to 3 seconds versus normally it'll take your car to a second and fire right up, but it'll kind of lag a little bit and then it'll catch on, and it won't do that no more for the rest of the day unless the car sits for a couple of hours and the fuel pressure will die down, and then you got the not starting up right away again. So yeah, fuel filter is located in the tank. But it's easy to replace though. Just pull up the back seat.
Oh yeah. We got a video on that with him pulling up the back seat. It's like a gray Dodge Charger.
Yeah, it's the same thing for the 2.7. There was a 3.5 I was working on, but the same location.
All right. It was parts and labor for the catalytic converter up north, 4,500.
That's a lot of money for cats.
But you know what?
I would have just deleted them.
Y'all money different up there. Up there, it's just astronomically higher. I don't know, man. Move to Georgia. We're going to take care of you. Come on down south.
Personally.
Come on down south. The Big Guy 72. Any suggestions on where to find a 6.0 with computer and decent miles ready to put in an 02 Silverado? I'm in Florida.
Oh, nice. Oh, gosh. The junkyards, well, it's not going to come with the computer. You may have to piece something together or go to Facebook Marketplace and look for a wrecked vehicle, like another something with the 6.0 in it, or whether there may be a wrecked flipped over Cadillac or Denali truck or whatever the case may be. I will buy a donor vehicle because most donor vehicles, you can physically crank them up, let them sit there and run and test them out to a certain extent.
That's how you got one of your LS motors for your swap.
Yeah, but I traded it for a 6.2. I had a 5.3. I bought a wrecked 07 Tahoe, and I got the engine, transmission, all the wiring out of it because I was going to swap it into my Cutlass, and I ended up trading that out for a 6.2.
Then you can get your money right back because you really can sell everything else.
Yes.
We had somebody come and buy the flipped over, the wrecked body.
Oh, yeah.
Cats.
It was basically a free engine.
Yeah.
Prime example, you spend $2,000 on the wrecked vehicle or whatever the case may be. You'll probably get all that money back and may make a profit.
Money making. Yeah. Assured One Mobile Repair says, hey. What's good, Car Doctor family? Just checking in. I didn't know you guys were live. Yes, every Sunday at 7. We trying to bring it to you live. Yes. Okay. And the reason why I say try, because we got a lot of children's. Okay. And
They wear us down.
Sometimes they go wacky, but we're making a commitment to show up live on Sundays at 7 and then Wednesdays at 8. But that live typically will have a topic, but you still can ask our questions because
we'll probably spend couple of minutes on our topic, and then I'm getting ready to bring an exciting series. I'm gonna actually start talking about my bad reviews. It's gonna be a topic. I'm gonna go over it with you guys and tell the story. So I think that'll be
really fun.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
All right, Anthony F says, "Thank you for the answer. It's a '97 F-150 with 260,000 miles, original differential. I'm leaning towards a low miles used replacement if I can find one. Definitely, then yeah, for sure. If you got that many miles, where did he say he was from?
Yeah, where are you from?
Wait a minute, somebody said they was from Florida, but I don't know.
Actually have that differential.
We do. We sure do.
It's a trailer.
Yeah.
Made it out of a trailer. If you local, you can swap this with me because I just needed to roll.
Right, exactly. If you local, let us know. We in Atlanta, right outside Atlanta. All right, it says, I'll try to do a short. The car has never left me stranded. First car owned since June of 2009 with 46,000 miles. Denver car, so no rust or corrosion. Just sun damage. Oh, cool, man.
That's that Malibu, right?
Yeah. Like I said, man, Malibu, they get no love. Jamel Love says, what's your thoughts on the current generation of Maximas 2022?
The Maxima's been pretty good. I do know that the 4 cylinders, the Nissan engine's always been really good. Never had a problem out of their engines. It's been with their transmissions. So
CVT.
I've been paying attention a lot lately, and I've been noticing I see a lot more failure on the 4-cylinder transmissions than the V6 transmissions. And my theory is, I'm no transmission expert, so that's why I'm saying my theory. They build the V6 transmissions a little bit beefier to handle the power output of that powerful V6 that the Nissan is offers, so it lasts a little bit longer. Not saying that they don't fail, but I would be more concerned about the transmission, if anything. But other than that, pretty nice car. Rides good. Very good power. It's a blast to drive. So, yeah, you should be golden. Just make sure you service your transmission. That's
we just talked about that. And we see way more Altimas than Maximas.
Yes.
So maybe
I don't see too many Maximas.
We see Altimas all the time.
So yeah, go for it. Just service your transmission every 25,000 miles, I think, on the Nissan. That's what they say. And the dealership won't tell you about it. They're very shy.
She said, Alex, you are the man.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Colonel Buckshot. I like that name.
Yeah, Buckshot.
What up, Alex? You are the Hyundai Kia expert.
I don't know about that one.
Man, I don't think Hyundai and Kia is their own expert. I don't know. Nobody knows what they doing. Whatever, man.
I just know the problems that they have.
JWC Tech said, smash that like button. Please do, man. Thank you. We sure appreciate it. Went over that one. Jeff Dean said, yes, it is. Jamel said, I enjoy the videos. Keep them coming. I'm trying.
Will do.
Right. I got to upload tomorrow. Says, also, I have an 03 Nissan Maxima.
Now that's the truth.
That is as reliable as they come. I'm looking to do some preventive maintenance, such as chain replacement, motor mounts. What do you charge for that? Call the shop, because every car is different, and I kicked him out of the front office, so he doesn't do pricing. He just strictly turn wrenches.
I've seen those older generation Maximums before they started doing the CVT stuff last 400,000 or 500,000 miles. Original transmission, original engine. With no problems. They're just tanks.
I've sold 2 of those old school Maxima. First of all, the value of them is still pretty good.
It's funny, speaking of value, because if you look at like a 2012 Maximum, a 2015, and you look at like a 04 Maximum, and you look at the pricing, and you're like, wait a minute, why is the older Maximum up there with price of the new one?
The value right now, like if you look at a Nissan Altima, anything up to 06 cost more
Yes.
than 07 and up. It's very because of reliability.
Yes,
Like I think
they
the
done
public.
tarnished their name. Nissan have with their
Yeah,
transmission.
yeah, they have. Jay Fish, what's up, Jay? I'm replacing the left and right motor mounts on my '05 Bonneville. I love that Bonneville, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to brace the motor up with a jack located on the oil pan or transmission oil pan? Worried
Yes,
about
use a
denting it.
piece of wood. Wood is very soft. I've been using that method for years. I still do, even though I have fancy equipment at the lift, at my shop. At the lift, that make no sense. Uh, even though I have fancy equipment at my shop, I got the strut mount that I can lift the engine up. I don't even use that. I still use the good old
Like
school
a little
way.
piece of 2x4, a
Yep,
half of a, I don't know.
just any type of wood, some solid wood, and it's very soft. And plus you have to use common sense. Don't keep jacking up on it, and the engine is clearly not going up no more. Of course, you'll do damage then, but that wood does an amazing job. I've never damaged anything with wood. Of course, with common sense.
Piece of wood and common sense, and you
Mm-hmm.
should be fine.
Yeah.
Anthony said, "Damn, he live in Philly. I wish I was closer." Man, you know what? My loctician be in Philly, man.
Yeah.
She just fly down here, so you might need to make it happen. Wait, come on. I think that truck had well, how much
What truck?
that differential? The differential.
Oh yeah.
The one we
It had
got
very low miles. It had
120 maybe.
yes, 120
Something
to
like
be
that.
exact. Man.
Yeah, 120 on it. So and we drove that truck. It was a
Yes.
donor truck for something else.
We bought it for an engine.
Yeah.
It was a wreck, and it wasn't even that bad. They be tolling out stuff because it
Stupid
was an
stuff.
old truck. It was a
Mhm.
'98, I think. And
Yeah. So we got one, man. We can make it happen. Flacco 001 says, I have a 2014 Acura TL. And I think my starter is starting to go. When I started, it still starts. Man, we done said start. It's a
still
hey
start
Flacco,
by.
it's a tongue twister, man.
Boy.
When I start it still starts, but I hear a grind for a second. Should I go OEM or aftermarket replacement?
Something that new with Acura, I would definitely go OEM. I just go to the dealership. It's better safe than sorry when dealing with that. That grinding concerns me though. I would have to hear it to know exactly what's going on. But when whoever replaced that starter, what I don't I don't know who you're gonna have replace it, but tell them, or if you do it yourself, have them look at the flywheel, rotate the engine, and take a look at all those teeth. Put a little white marker on it so you won't keep going around and around and around, wasting time. So mark it. That way you'll know when you come back around, you done checked all the teeth. So very important. Check all those teeth on that flywheel.
Jamel Love says, I have a 2002 Maxima with 6,000 miles and a 03 with Maxima with 192. Those are my babies, man. Hey, you love them Maximas,
Yeah,
man.
those Maximas.
They're good though.
She liked it. She liked
or
the
he.
speed.
It might be a he. We know a woman named Jamel too, so
Mhm.
you know we're not trying to like assign you a gender here. So,
Mhm.
but you know,
Them things get up and go. I love Maximas.
yeah, they do. Brian Carrion says when they were beasts, yes, they were back then. I assuming you're talking about the Maximus. Brian, what you talking about? What you talking about? Thinker outside the box. What's up?
Oh,
Said,
yeah,
what's up, good people? I have cars that I don't drive more than 3 to 5,000 miles a year. Is changing the oil once a year with full synthetic a good strategy? He don't drive them, so
yeah, you can. I guess I never really researched this, but he's saying how they put on the oil change sticker 3,000 miles or 3 months or whatever comes first.
Oh yeah.
And that's what he's saying. I don't think oil goes bad
like
from
gas.
just sitting in the engine. I know I haven't did much research. Somebody that know about this, put down in the comments.
I've never heard. Yeah, I think about people grandma. Like my grandma, she didn't drive that much.
Yeah, it's just sitting in the crankcase. It's like it's sealed. I mean, it's not like it's sitting outside in the rain and in the elements. I've seen oil sit in the crankcase for years to come, like, and the oil still looks good. So yeah, And then it's full synthetic and it's man-made, so you have those extra properties and all that good stuff. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
you should be golden.
I heard a gas going bad, but not
Yeah,
oil.
gas would definitely go bad.
Heavenly Guidance 316. I love it. 2008 Ford Mustang GT automatic.
Okay.
Automatically goes in limp mode and only drives in one gear just as soon as I get out on the road. The OD light
Flashes.
was flashing, but it stopped. But the ABS and engine light are on.
So it definitely sounds like you're having an issue with your transmission. Your transmission is going into limp mode to protect itself. Something is trying to protect itself. I'm assuming the transmission, because anytime Ford have a transmission problem, and I think another make does this too, but the old overdrive light will flash, indicating there's a code that's stored in the TCM. So the first step you need to do is get the codes pulled to see what code, because it may be something simple. It could be as simple as a speed sensor or something on the transmission. So yeah, get the codes pulled and
or
go from there.
If you got them pulled, drop them in the chat so we can see what it is. Heavenly. Jeff Dean, hey Alex, I put a new radiator, new thermostat in it, and the temperature gauge goes close to hot. What car was we talking about, Jeff? Let me scroll up and see. Jeff Dean.
Mr. Jeff, got a question for you. Did you properly bleed your cooling system? If you open up any cooling system,
Dodge Charger 2.7.
Okay. If you open up any cooling system, you let air in the system, and the system won't function correctly. It'll continue to run hot. It'll be fluctuating all over the place. Now, if you bled the cooling system,
I'm about to say, what about that internal water pump?
Well, that normally when it goes out, it'll dump coolant in the oil.
Oh,
normally.
True. Yeah.
Or to be leaking out the weep hole next to the AC compressor.
Okay.
So those are the two things when the water pump is going out. But the next step, if you have bled the system properly, the next step would be doing a block test to check your head gasket integrity. Because I don't know the full story on this, but you could have a blown head gasket as well.
If you don't know how to burp your system properly, there is a video on the channel. It's on 827.
Yeah, on your particular car.
It's on your particular car. It's a blue Charger. How to burp your cooling system is on the channel.
It's one of my top videos.
Yeah.
It's been a top video for a while.
So if you haven't done that, if you have burped it properly, block test, which is also a tutorial on how to do that on the channel.
A lot of tutorials on that. Jeff, write down in the comment. Give me a little bit more information to work with.
All right. Life in crypto. Are the 2.0 Dodge reliable? I have a 2014 with 140,000 miles. What should I start checking for maintenance?
I'm not a big fan of that 2.0.
Oh, no, not the shade. Not the shade. Life in crypto. Don't let him get away with that.
Basically, they're really easy engines to maintain. Only thing you really have to check for, if you haven't did your tune-up, now would be a good time to do a tune-up. Check your hoses. I know that 2.0, they like to put a lot of plastic things on there. So I would start changing out like my plastic housings for preventive maintenance sake, because those engines don't hold up well to overheating. Like, you look at them wrong, they'll just blow a head gasket. So I'm pretty sure you've been keeping up with your oil change. But plugs and coolant preventive maintenance things, hoses, all the plastic stuff, just switch it out. And Dorman sometimes make an aluminum replacement piece. So look into the Dorman upgraded aluminum pieces that, to replace the plastic ones with.
All right. That was a lot.
Yes. I just want to get it all out, all the information I can. That's what I'm here for.
I saw a 03 Max for sale with 80K, but they want like $8,000 for it. If I had a few thousand laying around, I'd buy it. The 5th gens are truly tanks. Like you said, yes.
We sold one like 2 years ago. It had like 60,000 miles.
I sold a green one with 50K.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Immaculate.
We gave it away. We sold it for like how much? 3 or 4?
Man, I sold that car. See, this what happened, Jamel. I'm a dealer. I believe in making money. So I basically gave that thing away for $2,800. However, he traded in his Acura RL, which I then made about 3 or 4,000 off of. So I wasn't really tripping. But yes, we did give it away. But I sold two with very low amounts. Those people still riding around them cars today.
No problems.
Yeah, for sure.
So and my thing is this, guys, this goes for everybody. If you're not bougie, meaning, oh, I gotta ride in the latest and greatest, I gotta look a certain way, those people stay on side of the road, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But people who don't really care about all that, they ride forever because they are jumping. Prime example, jumping at 85 Accord and ride around and be the happiest person in the world.
Like
or,
you?
Yes,
did you just talk about yourself right now?
Oh, God. or jump in an 03 Nissan Maxima. Yeah, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but hey, you're not going to be on side of the road.
It's not going to be a money pit.
Yes.
It says UGK 806. You like UGK, like the rap group? Is that a rap group or rapper?
Let us know.
I don't know. Alex, would you prefer working on an old school or newer model?
I'm terrible at old schools. I purposely got this old Accord so I can learn about carburetors, and man, that thing ain't running right to this day. It's like I stay fiddling around with it. I just don't know. I need an old head that'll
come teach
me something about carburetors. Because I didn't grow up in that generation. I grew up in fuel injected. And so I prefer new school.
What would the newer mechanics on down the line? Direct injected?
Yeah. No,
I didn't grow up with that.
The newer thing is direct injected.
Yeah.
So they probably think port injected because I grew up on port injected, which is fuel injected.
Well, I mean, he got an old school in the shop, but he's putting an LS in.
Yeah,
so like, that don't
old
count.
School, new school.
Yeah, for sure.
Clash.
All right, Reggie, the bodyguard, says, I wish I was in your city because I most definitely wouldn't go to nobody else. I might need to take that ride. I'm telling you, hook up the gooseneck and hit the highway.
Well, I appreciate the love and the thought, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, for real, people are sending their cars to Alex. Seriously, we had a guy from, I think, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I need to get with
Got one guy from 4 hours away, Savannah. Got a couple of Milledgeville customers. Like, people be coming, man. What where you
hard to find, I guess.
Where you from? Where you stay? Let us know. Somebody said at Flacco says, you have the 3.5 engine. My mother's husband has a 14 Accord and a 3.5. I had to swap the starter. YouTube it. Just those have starter issues, and that's a process to fix them. OEM is that money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. If you got it though, do it. If I bring my car to the shop, I only want Alex working on it. Nobody else. Man, hey, y'all customers be tripping. Most of the time it is Alex. Depending on what it is.
Especially diagnosing.
He says, I'm a man. It's okay. I understand. Okay, dude. Yeah. I thought so. It says,
maybe stop using your wife account. Go ahead and get yours.
Jamel is a unisex name, okay?
All right. Okay, no comment. It say love at the end.
He a lover. Oh, like Buddy Love. From, you know what I'm saying? That's all right, Jamel. I got you. I ain't gonna let him.
I'm just messing.
I like the name. All right. Brian Carrion says, yes, the Maximas, the CVT. Yes. He's saying the CVT transmissions ruined Nissans for him. Yeah, for sure. We agree. I knew he was talking about the Maxima. Just wanted to be sure. Shannon Sly says, I'm trying to go car shopping soon and I want something 2006 or newer. What should I be looking for?
Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more information.
What's your budget, baby? Because we can throw you some cars out there.
Budget, size, and purpose.
Yes. Budget. Yes. Are you trying to do SUV? Are you trying to spend $3,500? Like, let us know.
Yes, because if you ask me something like that, I'm going to say I'm looking for a 12-passenger van because I need a school bus, or I'm looking for a Ford Excursion diesel because I like to tow campers and things like that. So that's just an example.
Is it an A to B? You trying to just get working back, school?
Are you trying to save fuel? I need to know these things because some SUVs are terrible on fuel and some are excellent because it's not designed to pull any heavy loads or anything like that. So give me some more information. I'll be glad to help you out.
Yeah, we was talking about the Dodge Charger. Life in Crypto gave a little laugh. Says JWC text, the oil itself will usually last, but another good thing about oil changes is to get the vehicle in the air to inspect suspension oil burning. So I would at least inspect it every few months. Oh, good answer, JWC
Yes.
Tech.
But if it's sitting up, I see what you're saying about
but no, it's not sitting up.
He said you don't drive that much.
He drive it 3,000 to 5,000 miles.
The oil leaks definitely. Then inspect the oil leaks. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, better safe than sorry. I like that answer.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. Yeah. I have nothing to say about that one.
Life in Crypto says yes and thank you. UGK said, "Oh yeah, all right, I like it. Yeah. Ain't that when Pimp C? I'ma Google it, because I probably was a little kid when UGK was out. I don't know." Jamel Love says, "Oh, so suppose I find one with low miles. What maintenance do you recommend?" What car were you talking about, Jamel? Let me see. Nissan Maxima. Oh, duh, Maxima. He a Maxima man.
So if he find one with low miles.
Are you talking about the old schools or the new one, the 2022 you was talking about earlier?
Yeah, let me know which one.
UGK says, thanks, Bubba. Michael Kennedy says, hey, my man, 2010 Chevrolet Equinox.
Oh, I love those Equinox.
Not the 08 nightmare. 07 and 08. Horrible.
But he got the
I know, he got the new body. That's cool.
The timing chain issue.
Hey, my man, 2010 Chevrolet Equinox 2.4 liter Ecotec motor. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Your favorite.
The balance and chain. I see both chains at top dead center. Couldn't get it to pop off. Figure out I had. Let me see. Bent valves, I think he's trying to say. Changing valves now. Do I need to reset the balance chain or can I just reset the main chain after I put the head on?
If you didn't take off the balance chain, it should be fine. But if you took it off, of course, you want to time that up because if the balance shaft is not timed up, your engine get a little vibration. Yeah, and make sure are you doing it yourself or are you sending it off to a machine shop?
What valves? Oh, yeah. Who's doing the valve job, Michael? Jeff Dean says I have done everything I can think of on it. The wired. Think about it when you start driving it. It will go back to normal. Jeff, that's the 08 Dodge Charger.
Oh, with the overheating?
Yeah.
I've done everything I can think of. So I'm assuming you have bled the cooling system. Next thing, check the head gasket integrity like I mentioned earlier.
So go ahead and do a block test.
So when he started driving, it goes back down. No, he said change the radiator, right?
Yeah, I think he said radiator and thermostat. What about the fans? They got fans?
No, he said when he started driving it, that means
it goes back to normal.
That means the propeller picks up the water and spins it through the block a lot faster when you start driving it and drops the coolant. So it sounds like air is in the system. So if you bled that air out the system and it continues to get air in the system, most likely you have a blown head gasket because one of the issues with blown head gaskets, air would never leave the cooling system. You will forever have air in your cooling system, causing your vehicle to run hot in weird ways.
I hate it.
Hopefully that's
Be
not
sure
the case.
Though, you can rent the tool if you don't have it from AutoZone or Advance for $15, but get the fluid from Napa.
Yes, it's nice and blue. It's like a dark blue. If you get it anywhere else, the fluid is too light and you won't be able to tell what's going on.
All right, Reggie the bodyguard said he's from Houston, Texas.
Nice.
I like Texas. I only been once as a kid. We're gonna come back. We're gonna go back.
We have a camper now.
Yeah, so we're gonna be all over the place. Jamel said he'll definitely drive 5 hours to Atlanta.
Man, I appreciate the
work
love.
on your car. Joshua says hi. What's up, Josh? Love the name they gave me in elementary school. Buddy Love. Dr. Love. Lover boy. I told you. I love it. Shannon says, I need a sedan and price ain't an option to an extent. Right. I have a 98 Grand Marquis, but it's killing me on gas.
Okay, so you're trying to find something a little gas saver and a sedan.
Mm.
Um, what's a good? I mean, a good underrated vehicle out there. A lot of people sleep on is these Mitsubishi Galants. Oh my gosh, them things there.
Tanks.
Yeah, they really are. They anytime we sell one, they just last and last and
Mm-hmm.
last. So look into Mitsubishi. Also, if your budget can, of course, if your budget can permit, you can't go wrong with Toyota. Toyota and Lexus is really good.
What about Honda?
Honda, yes, you should be golden with Honda. What else a good sedan? There's a lot of good sedans out here.
Nothing Chevy. I mean, she just trying to get where she going. I would say Honda, Toyota,
Yeah, they pretty
and a
good on
Galant if you
fuel.
can find one, because they really are good.
People hold on to those Galants.
Only thing about those Galants is you need to make sure you're doing your timing belt at the correct intervals.
Depending on what year, because they switched over to a chain design like 12, 14, somewhere up in there.
My friend got a Galant. She bought it at 200,000, but
Man, she pushing
that thing
3.
is kissing 300,000, and she
No
she don't got to do
problems.
nothing to it. She don't have no problems. Her husband keep trying to buy her a new car, and she be like, "I don't want no new
The
car."
only thing, no Galants, man, you have to find a clean one because people like they just dog the mess out of those Galants. So you just have to find a clean one. Are you trying to be stylish? Let me know. I can come think of something else. So I need to know your style preference, so I know what to recommend.
Right? Yeah. All right. Hey man, don't be touching my computer. I'm the computer person. See, Alice always trying to do stuff. Pimp C, Bun B. Okay. Yeah. I know about Pimp C. Bun just opened his new restaurant. I heard about that. I heard he's you know what? A lot of people over there, I think E40 just made some kind of cognac or something. You know, I don't really keep up with that
I
stuff,
know Pimp C. I
but
don't know
Pimp C,
Bun B.
may he rest in peace. Okay. The old school ones. Oh, okay. So he said if he's looking for some with low miles, man.
So let me tell y'all this. A lot of people are so tied up on low miles. That's a I'd rather have something that in the sweet spot, 120 to 160. Because if you buy a low mile older vehicle, let's say a Nissan 03 Maximum with um 50, 60,000 miles, my goodness, you have to spend an arm and a leg bringing that thing back up to speed, because guess what? Everything is original. It hasn't been driven, so you have a lot of dry rotted components. So you need to be changing out things like belts, doing tune-ups, transmission service, checking CV axle boots. They probably dry rotted. It's just a lot you have to do to that car to bring it back up to speed. But you thinking like it's low miles. That don't mean nothing.
Right, it means nothing.
Everything deteriorates.
Low miles. I tell people this all the time. And I only sell low mile vehicles because that's what the masses is looking for.
And sometimes they just drop in our
lap. However, if you buy a car at 170 to 120, you about to inherit all the maintenance that need to be done, and it could be very, very costly. In my opinion, 180 to 200K tried and true. It depends on the brand.
Yes, it does.
But if you're buying something that old with low miles, you're gonna have to, bring it back to life, even if it's in good condition. Stuff been sitting, grandma didn't drive it, or I think the last green one that I bought, that guy was in the military, so it really didn't get driven a lot.
And when things don't get driven like that, stuff carbons up in the inside of the engine, and it gets real nasty, and it cakes up to like hard like a rock. So the engine is very, because modern day cars are dirty in general anyway for emission purposes. So yeah.
All right.
That's my 2 cents.
Shannon says, I'm in chat. Oh, girl, we be up in chat, or guy, I don't know. We be up in Chattanooga
all the time. We love Chattanooga.
I'll drive to y'all to buy a car. What do you guys have on the lot? Girl, none of the stuff I just named. Okay, so I ain't got none of that. You don't want to buy what I got.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because I sell great cars. Yeah. Right. However, I sell to a demographic that cares about what they look like. So, a Dodge Journey. That's what I'm selling. Chevy Cruises.
Yeah,
I sell what's popular to the population here in Atlanta.
The only thing that we got that's pretty bulletproof is that Trailblazer, and we have a old Honda Accord that I'm currently about to switch out some sensors on.
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's the only thing that I really, and that's the older stuff that I have, but people not really checking for that. They're checking for my 2011. Well, they're gonna be checking for my 2011 Durango,
Dodge Durango, stuff like that. Yeah. But if you're looking for something that's gas saving, that's practical, Honda, Toyota, that kind of thing.
The only benefit about buying from us is because I touched it, and I will never knowingly sell you no crap.
I run that bad boy back through the auction before I sell crap.
That's the only benefit of buying through us.
But that don't mean, like I tell my customers, I don't have a crystal ball, ma'am. It's thousands of parts on this car. All I can tell you is whatever I encountered, I fixed it. Mm-hmm. Now, what happened after today, I don't know. All right, Essentials with Emmanuel. Okay, what you got going on, Essentials with Emmanuel? I'm gonna have to check your channel out, see what's happening over there. Says, much love from Tennessee. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. Question, is it hard to change an O2 sensor on a 2016 Ford Fusion? Check engine light been on for months now.
I don't work on too many Fusions. I don't know the engine setup, where everything is. I haven't seen one in a long time, so I can't picture it in my head right now. But with the proper tools, and if it's not a cancerous car, meaning rusts up north, it should be pretty easy. But I do know sometimes those O2 sensors like to stick on, so you would probably want to invest in like a good O2 sensor socket. Yeah, a good O2 sensor socket, and you should be fine. What I would recommend, if you have the time, is spray it with some penetrating oil before you take it off, and make sure you're replacing the right one. It's a Fusion, so I don't know if you have the 4-cylinder. Do they come in a 6-cylinder? But if you have the 4-cylinder, you're gonna have two, upstream and a downstream. You're gonna need to know which one you need to replace, because a lot of people replace the wrong ones. If you have a V6, you can have up to 4 oxygen sensors.
And I'm gonna get in my mommy mode and say, I know the check engine light been on for months, but you only got one check engine light. Mm-hmm. And if something else is going on with that car, you wouldn't know it, because you still think, oh, this check engine light for this. So please fix it so you can turn the check engine light off. That way, if something else may arise with your car, you would know it, because the check engine light is not gonna rethrow itself because you got a new code. If you understand what I'm saying. So take care of that now, so you can know.
One check engine light.
You only get one, and it's not gonna reset when you get a new problem.
Today it may say I need a catalytic converter. Right. Tomorrow it's still gonna say I need a catalytic converter. Plus I
need all this stuff. So pull your codes and make sure you're up to speed on your codes. Because months ago it was an oxygen sensor. Just pull them again and make sure it's still just an oxygen sensor.
And see if it's upstream or downstream, which,
That's right. Julio Garcia says, LOL, I picked up an 86 Celica as a project car. Ooh, for $800. Oh, all it needed was a distributor. It has 199,000 miles.
Low. Them
what was the hardest? It said, what was the hardest job you've done and why?
What was the hardest job I've done? It's working on them raggedy PT Cruisers, doing a timing belt. Now
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say that time you did the Acura engine.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so there was an Acura. I think it was a 2011 MDX, beautiful truck. Bought it from the auction. It needed an engine. This is before my shop days. Got the engine, and I discovered it wasn't coming out from the top. And this was in my driveway. So I'm like, I got to get this engine out of here. So I did the most jankiest stuff I ever did.
When I say it was hillbilly ingenuity at its finest.
I took the engine hoist, hooked it up to something solid, lifted the car up so high, put dang on tires and jack stands, and so I can, because you had to drop the engine from the bottom and slide it out from under. Oh man, that was a pain in the butt, because I didn't have the right tools. I'm nothing without, well, can't say nothing, because I made that happen. And we drove that thing to Florida.
Sure did, didn't we though?
We was in style that time. That was my broke days.
Now we have a medium lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon said he's a guy. I thought so. Y'all
What's up with all these Shannon
listen.
and Joy?
It's a unisex name. I'm telling you. He said I've been looking at Ford Fusions, Infiniti G Series, Chargers, Optimus, and Hyundai bigger sedan. No Hyundai. I'm cool with everything on your list except the Optimus and the Hyundais. Infinity, yes. Charger, yes. If you get 3.6 Pentastar, you know what you're getting yourself into. Ford Fusions, we don't see a lot of. So
Ford Fusions is very underrated car.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Jeff said, "Okay, thank you. I wish I lived close to y'all. I would bring it to you. Where you live, Jeff?
Yeah, let me drop down where you from.
I thought about moving to a new state one time, but then I said, no, man, it's nothing like Georgia. I visit, but we gonna stay right here in good old Georgia." Thinker outside the box says, "Have y'all come across Chrysler Crossfire? If so, what y'all thoughts on it? Shout out from the DMV. What's the DMV?
Driver Motor Vehicle Safety.
No."
To answer your question, the Crossfire was it was back when Chrysler had something to do with Mercedes. So that Crossfire had a Mercedes engine. It was a good Mercedes engine, and they lasted a pretty long time. I haven't worked on too many in my day, but regular maintenance items. So I say it's a pretty good roadster. I think it'll be considered as a roadster.
Is that related to, you know what I think about the Solstice? I know a Crossfire. I know what that is, but it reminds me.
I think GM Solstice was combating the Crossfire.
Yeah, that's why they look alike.
Yeah, it was they roadster. Okay, Chrysler want to do their thing. Let's GM.
Red man, yeah. Oh, he said, "Hey y'all, this is the best guy for cars, Mitsubishi for life." That's Brittany, Damien.
Oh,
the Mitsubishi.
Oh yeah, Mitsubishi.
The Galant. I'm telling you, they drive the Galant. The thing. Now she just upgraded the headlights, and it look like a whole new car, man.
She just got to get it painted now.
That's it. All right, Jamel Love says those PT Cruisers were trash, as well as the 04 Dodge Intrepid.
Oh my God!
Why you say Dodge Intrepid?
Because they're garbage.
They are.
Look, they were such garbage.
Oh my God!
You would rarely see them on the road because they ended up in the junkyard.
He said his first car was an 04 Intrepid. So look, we had this customer, right, and she came in because it's and I feel so bad. It was an older lady. She had a Dodge Intrepid. This was like 2 years ago. Air went out. Do you know nobody sell the parts for the Intrepid no more?
That was obsolete.
Nowhere. You can't get it from nowhere. I called every junkyard. Nothing. You can't get it used. You can't get it new. I just told her, baby, just sell the car.
Jump belong in the scrap yard. She just got that car too. I think I remember.
And it was like, this is Georgia, so the summers are hot. It's 90 degrees. This old lady riding around can't get her air fixed because nobody would sell the part. Yes, the Intrepid was trash, and you know what? I had an ugly ex-boyfriend that drove Intrepid, so Intrepids are always in my book. And I hope he watching. Your car was trash. And also, that was in my teenage years. I've been with Alex since I was 18, so he was trash anyway. ATL Taste Testers. I agree, Red Man. Alex works on my 04 Mitsubishi Galant. No major issues. I'm telling you, had it since 2019. I listened to my car doctor to keep my baby healthy. She loved that car. I'm telling y'all, Mitsubishi, if you can find one, and write down in the chat how many miles was on it when you got it, because I forget.
211.
200. It was 211,000.
Give or take.
Michael Kennedy says, I'm doing it myself, not paying all that money when I know how to do it. Plus, I got you. So, with the balance chains have to be on their timing mark when I reset the main chain at TDC, top dead center. Talking about the
Ecotec.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture it in my head. It's been a long day. I'm not firing on all. I guess I'm one cylinder right now.
Cylinder misfire. Let me flick the light and blink it. There you go. He misfiring. He's saying
the balance chain got to be balanced first because it sits behind the main chain. So set that first if you undid it, and then put the main chain on. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Essentials with Emmanuel says Hyundai Keys are it'll still. Yes, we just did a video on it. I don't know if you
Yes.
saw it, but they doggone stole. They tried to steal it. It's watch the video because it's a little bit of a long story, but they got to pay $200 million now in settlement for that junk. I hope that restitution is it helps.
It's a big mess.
Yeah, it is.
And on top of that, he need an engine.
Oh yeah, his Hyundai is consuming oil. We ain't even really told him that yet because he's number 500.
I think I told him.
What'd he say?
I don't know.
He number 564 on the list to even get the parts to fix the car in the first place. So, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Okay, DMV. I got you. Yes. Been up there quite a couple times. DMV is Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia areas. I love it. Okay, you look schooling us something.
Yes.
Schooling us.
DMV I know is up the street at the driver license plate.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate it a lot. My name was out of my control, unfortunately. Charger or Infinity, it is. Listen, baby, you don't even want to know my name. I think my daddy was dating 3 different women when he came up with this one. So just call me Mrs. Car Doctor. We be all right from there. Louisville, Kentucky. That's where Jeff is from. Nice. With the 08 Charger. Good. Shay, you said, hey, mama. Oh, that's one of my babies that go to high school with my daughter. That I have a lot of children that they just, hey, sweetheart, we're going to help you when you get your first car, okay?
Mm-hmm, we got you.
Kenneth Williams said, I have a 2010 Mazda 6 with 161,000 miles. Getting a code PO 421. Warm up catalyst efficiency below threshold. Bank 1. Could it just be the O2 sensor and not the catalytic converter? The car drives normal.
Okay, so it's like this. A lot of people misdiagnose this for an O2 sensor. If it was the O2 sensor, the car would have just picked up an error in the O2 sensor, the rear O2 sensor, which is the downstream O2 sensor. The rear O2 sensor, all it does is a quality control checker. It makes sure the catalytic converter is putting out clean, which in the certain specs that it needs to be putting out. 9 times out of 10, well, not 9 times out of 10, I'll say 6 to 7 times out of 10, you need a catalytic converter. But you can do a couple of things to try to save it. If you haven't had a tune-up on your vehicle, I will highly suggest a tune-up, because the spark plugs is one of the main things that burn all the fuel. With all that fuel not burning, it will get sent down in the exhaust. Catalytic converter just can't clean all that stuff up. And over time, also, you can do is a fuel induction service. Over time, that engine gets really dirty and caked up in the inside, raising the emissions, and the catalytic converter just can't keep up with all that grime and dirt that's in the engine. So try those 2 things first: fuel induction service, tune up if you haven't had one, and erase the code and just drive it around again. If that don't work, you're going to need a catalytic converter, unfortunately.
Yeah, Melodic Tunes is laughing. Probably at you misfiring. Michael Kennedy, usually if you're 180 probably degrees off, you can just turn the spark plug wires around. He's laughing. I don't know. It's some kind of mechanical joke. I don't know. Michael.
I haven't heard that one.
Probably talking about the you misfiring. Probably. I don't know. Alex did work today on a Sunday. Then he came home and grilled some chicken for us.
I smell like smoke.
He over here smelling like smoked chicken right now. Jamel Love says, they are trash. My first car's water pump went out while I was out of town, while I was working at Burger King. Luckily, my dad looked out for me and paid to have it fixed. Exactly. Thanks. Shout out to Pops for looking out for you back then. John Watson says, can you rebuild a 2017 Nissan transmission? My one mechanic told me you can't.
You most certainly can.
Anything's rebuildable.
Yes, I'm actually getting ready, because I still now I'm not a transmission expert, but I still try to educate myself and play around with it. I do have the what's the word I'm looking for? The benefit of working on transmissions that we sell. We sell cars, and we have a CVT transmission I'm gonna attempt to build now. I looked into it, and man, it seems so simple. It's like, wow, this is a lot. It's simplicity. It's just a one big belt looking thing, and you have a cylinder weight pack, and just pulleys and stuff. Versus an automatic transmission, it's like it hurts my head looking at it. You got clutch this, clutch
Too
that.
much. Even though
Cylinder.
you successfully rebuilt your automatic
Yes.
transmission in your Ford F-250.
Oh yeah, that
Come
was,
on, baby, toot your
I
horn
did.
now. Keep beat.
That was the first one I rebuilt that was really successful.
Yeah.
I destroyed it because of a bad U joint. Drive shaft was vibrating, and I just kept
Mhm.
driving.
Yeah. ATL Taste Tester says 251,555 miles and still rolling
That's
on
what
her
I'm talking
Mitsubishi
about.
Galant. Okay.
She's on her about to be on her second set of tires.
Right. Tico Gomez says hi.
Hey, what's going on, Gomez?
All right. Shay You says, how did you start your YouTube? Baby, turn that camera on and hit record. That's it. Ain't that, don't overthink it.
Yep.
Just do.
Just do it.
All right.
You listen to everybody else talking about, oh, the pool is cold. Don't listen to everybody else. Just jump in.
Just jump in. Just turn that record. Whatever you want to
You'll
talk about.
You'll get used to it.
There is a audience for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But you have to be doing what you love. Because if you're not doing what you love, it's just going to become a job, and you're going to dread it, and you're just going to drop off.
Marathon Motors. And guys, we got to wrap it up because
Yes,
I'm trying to get to that chicken Alex cooked, okay? Marathon Motor says, which auction do you guys prefer? I know there's a few big ones in Atlanta. I never go to none of the big ones, Marathon Motors. My baby has always been IAA because I think Manheim is rigged. Okay, I don't know.
They pushing some other stuff together.
IAA only buy from
store.
2 sellers. You're only gonna buy your Title Max sales,
which they just stopped.
No, they didn't. I checked. They didn't stop Title Max. They just slapped them on the hand about something about predatory lending, especially to military people or something. But Title Max is very much still in business. They're gonna run their repos through IAA. Okay. And
charities too. I like
charities. Don't buy from another dealer unless you're mechanically inclined. It says Marathon Motors.
You have to be very mechanically inclined to buy from another dealer because these other dealers that had this stuff, had them jack leg mechanics working on it, screwing up all kind of stuff. Oh my God, it become a big project. The worst thing you can ever do is buy from another dealer.
So yeah,
unless it's a big boy bougie dealer that I like buying.
IAA and my new favorite, Backlot. Okay, tell them Wonder Woman Car sent you. That's my company. All right, and I get a little something, but I like them too.
Backlot is the bomb. Yeah. IAA will eat you up with fees. Backlot is like
IAA fees have gone up tremendously.
It's ridiculous.
But I've hit a lot of licks with IAA. Like I've bought a car that they said was no running. Because you got to think the people that are working on the yard are not mechanically inclined. They're just there to do a job.
They don't hook up the jump box right. The jump box be dead.
Got the car back to the shop, baby. It ran. I sold that thing for $6,000. Made me some money. So
some cars I've had to actually pull off the truck and drive to get some oil or something.
Yeah,
it saved me. So I'm like,
so those are my 2 favorites. She says, "Thank you, Mama. You're welcome, sweetheart. You can do it. All right, you can do this. Turn the camera on and just go. All right." It says Jamel Love, but wouldn't the O2 sensor have its own code?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Well, the other gentleman was saying that he need the catalytic converters, and you were saying.
I was saying that if it was an O2, because he was like, well, should I just replace the O2 sensor? I was saying the O2 sensor would normally throw its own code. It either throw a heater code, a heater circuit code, or some type of circuit code or something going on with the O2 sensor. So if it's not throwing nothing, most likely it's fine. It's doing its job.
Shannon says, how much should I sell my 98 Grand Marquis for? It's got 203,000 miles on it right now. I've replaced the harmonic pulley, mass airflow sensor, starter, and so much more. So
this is what we do. We go online, look at the market in your area, because you can't really go off of Blue Book because some people will mess up the market for you. So go Marketplace. What's the other one? OfferUp.
Yeah. Just hit Market. OfferUp full of scammers now.
Oh,
just go on Marketplace. Type in that year, make, and model. See what the market is selling. The market is the people. So see what they're going for on the market. Compare that to your Blue Book and sell it. Now in the Atlanta area, because I think I remember you saying you're from Chattanooga. Atlanta area, those cars are very, very popular. Down here,
about 3, 4, 5.
3 or 4 or 5K. So you probably can still sell something like that down here for $3,000,
or
but
more.
or more. It just depends on your market. Then too, people are traveling now to buy cars. I sell many cars to people from Florida and Alabama. So if somebody like it in Chattanooga, they will drive up and get it. So just see what the market is looking like. Deb W says, Alex, I like your t-shirt. Y'all
I
need Jesus.
appreciate you.
Yes. We are believers of Christ Jesus.
Mhm.
Okay. We are Christians. And, we just thank God for everything we
Yes.
have. We once didn't have it. Okay. But now we have arrived. All right. So Thinker Outside the Box says, what's up with the black Mustang I see in the background during the video? Saw it a lot on the customer diagnosed charger video. Oh,
the project.
Yeah.
It's basically a project. It was a flood vehicle that the insurance company wanted to total out, but the insurance demand got they would have to replace it or pay the value on it. And once they saw the value on that car, they was like, "Oh, we'll fix it." I am almost done with it. The engine sucked in a lot of water, hydro-locking it, bending all kind of stuff, just demolished the engine. So going in, it's almost finished now.
We should make a short about it tomorrow and show him what you done with it. We'll get you a short up there.
We'll get you something. Give you an update.
Yeah, but he had to rebuild the engine. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all, coming to a close. Jamel says, I'm about to head out. You enjoy your night, and I'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
What are the live times again? Sundays at 7, Wednesdays at 8. But hey, we're doing this for y'all. So if y'all like a different time, y'all vote, come up with it, and we'll make it happen. Yes. Okay. But for now,
this is for y'all. We do this for y'all.
Yeah, we do this for y'all. Do you believe in those cat cleaners you pour in the gas tank? Yes. Jay Fish says.
Not necessarily in the gas tank. I don't think it will do a very good job. You really need to do a fuel induction service, because putting it in the gas tank, it only cleans the combustion chamber area because it's injected through the fuel injectors, versus an induction service will clean the intake. It'll do a much better job. And an old trick, and I've done research on this, water works too if you use it correctly. Yes, you can clean your engine with water, but you have to know what you're doing. So just don't.
Maybe you should do a video on it.
Yeah, I could.
So many haters gonna come
what made me rethink about that water trick is because I had a senior technician. I call him a senior technician because he's been doing this way longer than I have.
40 years. Somebody got 40 years.
He was like, I knew about the water thing, but he reminded me of it. And he was like, yeah, we used to do this and it worked like a charm. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna mention this.
We might do a video.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to him. I don't know when coming. All right. First I want to go ahead and say, hey, Mr. B, but you caught us. We finna log off now, man. Anyway, Alex test drove your Durango. It ran beautifully. Yes, we'll call you tomorrow. Good. All right. How do you know when someone cuts off the check engine light? Thank you to a million times. When somebody just cut it off.
Yes. It's very easy. If you have yourself a regular scanner, I was gonna say scammer. I've been watching too many scam videos. I'm always trying to get up on the new scam so I won't get scammed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you have just a regular scanner, you can go to, well, first of all, check the codes. If there's a major problem, it'll be throwing a pending code. It'll be like such and such pending. Check engine light it's not on yet. But if it don't have no pending codes, you'll know they just erased it, because you can check the IM monitors. If they just erase it, everything will be incomplete. Like your catalytic converter monitor, incomplete. Oxygen sensors, incomplete. Everything will be incomplete. The 3 that gets ready right off the bat is the fuel, misfire monitors, and something else. That's going to say okay. So you're going to have 3 okays, and the rest of them is going to be incomplete. But if everything say okay, that car checks out fine. It's not going to throw a check engine light once you drive off the lot or wherever you buying the car from. So that's a really good tip. I think I explained that in one of my videos. That Ford Taurus. I did a video on that. How to buy a used car.
Yeah. There's a video. To check for. What to check for on your used car. I'm thinking about changing the thumbnail on that one. But anyway.
Yeah, because it's
in closing. Said Kenneth Williams said thank you for the info. Shannon said pleasure. She need to come down. He need to come down to Atlanta, and then it said it's a unisex name. Look, put it on Marketplace. I told you they might drive up there. But guys, thank you for taking the time out your
Yes.
evening coming to this live. In closing, y'all know I'm gonna give y'all my 2 cents, 5 cents, or whatever. Every car owner should have a
jump box scanner.
Yes, but I was gonna say scan tool. Okay,
Get yourself a.
You ain't got to go to AutoZone and pull the codes for free when you can just go to Alex's little Amazon store. I put whatever. Or just go to Amazon. You ain't got to. We don't got to get no.
I prefer y'all to go to my store because I put everything in like the stuff that I recommend that I personally used and it worked great for me. But you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll pin it to the next something. I'll pin it under this video so you can come back and watch it. Y'all go. It's $30. When your check engine light come on, just go ahead and pull your codes. Now, it doesn't give you 100% diagnostic, but it'll show point you in the area.
Especially if you have to take it. If you one of those people, oh my God, check engine light came on. It's best to know what it is before you head to the shop, because if you got a code that's saying oxygen sensors and the mechanic is trying to sell you serpentine
catalytic converter,
I'm like, wait a minute.
Like, hold on. Now, but again, hear me now. Just because you pull the codes don't mean that that's diagnosing your car.
Yeah, that's
you
not
still need a smart mechanic to pinpoint your exact problem. But every car owner need to own one of those. Okay,
that was the tip of the night.
Tip of the night from Mrs. Car Doctor. Okay, we'll see y'all on Wednesday.
Love you guys, like always.
Thank y'all so much. Always. We'll see y'all.